Okay, we're on insight number 24. Attention, focus, and distraction are extremely powerful tools of the mind that are not to be underestimated. So we have attention, focus, and distraction. They're extremely powerful tools of the mind. They are not to be underestimated. I understand that you know about these things, meaning the word attention, focus, and distraction, but you need to really get to understand what they're about and how they're thoroughly, why are they so powerful? How do they work on the mind? All these things we'll be going into very nicely. Now, reminds me of a koan I wanted to mention. A lot of these koans, people don't know. I mean, you read one of them and you say, "Oh, I don't know, what does that mean?" Exactly. Until you are aware of a certain reality, a certain perspective, the koan simply does not make sense to you. When you know of a certain reality, certain truth, a certain perspective, then when you read this koan, then you go, I see what is being said here. So, until then, it seems like puzzling and even just doesn't make any sense. You know, what's going on? Nothing. I'm going to give you an example of one, and I'm going to give you the meaning, the possible meaning of the answer to you. Okay? So there's a koan that there's, I think, two boys or two men. It could be two boys on top of a tower of some sorts, tower or some kind of tall building. Anyway, so as they're looking down, three men are walking. They see on the ground, three men are walking, and one man says to the other. This is on the tower. The two boys or two men in the tower, or on the high up. They start talking to each other. One says to the other, he says, one of those guys is enlightened. The other guy says, which one? And then one of the guy yells at the three men, "Hey!" Something like that. Two of the men look up. One of them doesn't. And so the boy says, the one that didn't look up, he's the one who's enlightened. Now, to a regular man who doesn't know about this information, they say, how is that? What is that saying? How can one tell if that was the wise man or the enlightened one? You know, what's going on here? What is being actually said here? It seems very puzzling. So my understanding of the explanation is this. No one told me this, by the way. It's just apparent to me because I know about this stuff. So I don't know all koans, but this one made sense to me. So a person who is enlightened has the ability to be not affected by duality, by contrasts. And making a sound is a contrasting element. Here's three people walking along. Suddenly there's this active voice, something active, something occurring. It's a contrast affecting the senses. Now, the one who is enlightened has the ability to immediately recognize there is a sound being made, and he makes a conscious decision to be affected by it or not. It's just a sound. Usually they try not to be affected by it, and so they just walk along disinterested, knowing full well, not allowing the sound to overwhelm the mind. Because if it did overwhelm the mind, it would grab the attention and the focus and cause a behavior, change. You just look now, yeah. Now, of course, if a person does make a sound, I might look, or other people might look, and usually it's done as a matter of safety, for cautious reasons. Help somebody else or help yourself, whatever it is. Oh, another interesting one is I had one guy actually ask me, said, would you run out of a burning building? I said, of course I would run out of a burning building. Then he says, well, then you're not enlightened because you're afraid. Oh my God. So I tried to explain to the gentleman that one need not be afraid to run out. It's simply a matter of, do you want your body to, this instrument to be working in a good condition or not? To be maintained or not maintained? To be destroyed or not destroyed? It's a simple matter of that. Not a matter of being afraid. Just being cautious. It's the step to take. It's the step to take. Anyway, so the activity of the mind. You go and you do something. You go someplace. You want to go to a park. You want to go to a movie. You want to go to a restaurant. Whatever. You want to go to a religious performance. Whatever. You want to go see your family members. Whatever it is. This action that you're going to do is dependent on the thoughts that your mind is thinking of. And the thoughts that you're thinking of is dependent on your attention or your focus. So you're doing an activity, you're gonna do an activity, or you did an activity. But whatever you did, all these things, or you went to someplace, this activity was it came from your thoughts that you had in your mind. Oh, I want to do this. I want to taste this ice cream. I want to go there. Thoughts allowed the action to occur. It stemmed from the thoughts, and the thoughts stemmed from your attention, what you paid attention to, and what your focus was on, attention or focus. So here we're going into how your attention or your focus is so very important in your life. We're showing how it's the stem, the very bottom root, very early roots of stemming in thought and then action of the thought. So it's quite involved in your lives. So it's very important for any individual who wants to take control of his or her life, not to underestimate these points of attention, focus, and distraction, but for them to be quite thoroughly aware of how important they are. There we go.